Hello viewers, I'm very pleased to have Alisa Kovalenko with me. Thank you so much for coming and having time for us.
Thank you.
Your documentary, My Dear Théo, is screened at Ji.hlava Festival and is part of our Ji.hlava online selection, which we are really happy about. So let's get to your incredible film. You are a volunteer soldier for Ukrainian army, which is absolutely, I can't even begin to say how incredible that is and how courageous, truly. You say in the beginning of the movie that you did that to keep the promise you have made for yourself. Can you tell us more about that promise?
Actually, it started in 2014 with Maidan revolution in Kiev, and it continued after, like when I went to Donbass. I just felt that maybe it's not enough to document what's happening in our country, because even in Maidan revolution, I was still a student of film school, and we came there not just to film, but also to be part of this movement, because it was important for us and for our country. And this kind of inner dilemma started back then, like who you are a director, you are a participant of some events, and it started to grow later. And after captivity, and after I went to film on the front line in 2014, 2015, I felt that it's something inside me was growing, and I felt that maybe I have to do something more. And then I gave promise to myself that if this war will grow up, become full-scale invasion, I will go to fight, because then the real battlefield will be not a culture field, but a real frontline.
How did you manage to fulfill both your duties as a soldier and as a documentarist in such harsh environment?
Actually, before I went to frontline, I felt that documentary director, filmmaker, died inside myself. I didn't see any sense in cinema anymore. For me, it was not time for cinema. It was time for real action. What you can do with your camera when bombs are falling on the heads of your family, your friends. I just felt that I have to go to defend my country. So just camera was with me since the very beginning of full-scale invasion, because I was supposed to film last scene for my previous film about teenagers from frontline and eastern Ukraine and Donbass. And just kind of naturally, I wrote it to Frontline, but I didn't think even if I will use it or no. Just at some moment, I started to think more about memory, and I started to film also more as pictures to remember, like kind of video album or like family archives. I don't know, just to save something. And later, I also started to think about memory for my son. In case I would die, what he will remember about me. And that also I started to write letters for him in the future. And the filming process was not something I spent actually much time on the front line. And I filmed mostly the most boring moments on the front line, because actually it's kind of misconception about frontlines that it's always action and like, but it's most of the time it's this routine and waiting, and there is also lots of tension in this like hours and hours when you're waiting. And I was capturing mainly these routine moments of our life on the front line. And actually, I even when I came back from the front line, I didn't think to make film out of it. I didn't watch even footages. Only later, when my brothers in arms started to die, just one after another, I started to think maybe I can transform these small fragments that I filmed together with letters I wrote to my son, that I can kind of transform it in a film for memory. of my brothers and ours, but also maybe this film can become this bridge of memory between us, parents who went to fight, who became soldiers, and our children, that it maybe can create some kind of connection between us, and we can make them understand about our experience. And our experience was not only about action, it was not only about liberating our Ukrainian land and towns and villages, but it was also about what was happening in your mind. It's about something existential, about your emotions. And I thought that what I managed to write in letters, it can add something to what camera cannot capture. Because what you capture is like only what you see, but what you feel, it's really hard to capture with camera.
I want to talk about your commander. In the film, you say that you didn't think that he would be part of his group, but you wanted to be part of a group of this person, the commander. How did you meet him?
I met him in 2014 when I went to film on the front line in Donbass, Ukrainian volunteer fighters. And he is one of the best commander I ever met. And he's also the person for whom lives of each of his soldiers so valuable. And generally, your life depends of your commander. If you have a good commander, it doesn't matter, even if you're infantry, the most dangerous, you're doing the most dangerous stuff on the front line, but if you're with a good commander, you will survive. I mean, there is a big chance that you will survive. But also, he combined inside himself so like kind of tenderness and also power. I had no doubts when I saw that he started to he made a call for unit to collect people for this unit. I had no doubts, and I immediately called him and I said, Bars, I will come. First he thought that actually I will come to film, and I said, no, Bars, I didn't come to film, but I come to fight. And when we watched first rough cut with my editor Kasia Kuczyńska, we realized that maybe we joke, maybe we made the most tender film about soldiers. And it was because there was so much humanity in it. So you really, through this uniform and helmets, you see people who love, who fear, who dream. You see faces of people and not just faces of soldiers. And this is also what people see, and it's really important for me to hear that from the audience.